Good morning, dear students. I hope you all are doing well and I hope you had performed well in your exam too. So, today we will cover up the next topic, rocks and minerals. In my previous class, I have explained you all about the layers of earth. Inside the earth, our planet earth actually, there are several layers like crust, mantle and core. I have explained that with the example of onion. So like the onion, our earth too have different layers. The uppermost layer is known as crust. After the crust is the mantle, then the core. Core is the innermost layer. Now, in the earth crust, suppose the uppermost layer is known as earth crust. This is our planet Earth, okay? So this is our planet Earth, and in the earth crust, okay, so this is the earth crust, you can say like that. So this is the earth crust. So in the earth crust, we will find different types of rocks. Here we will find some rocks, here we will find some rocks, here, like that we will find different types of or various types of rocks on the earth crust. So this is the crust. So on the earth crust or uppermost layer of the earth, we will find different, you can say, rocks. So this different types of rocks were made up of natural substances. Natural substances like it composed of different minerals. Remembered in the continental mass, we had known that in the continental mass there were minerals like silica and alumina, isn't it? And that's why it is known as what? Sima. Like that, different types of rocks are there in the earth crust, okay, or the uppermost layer of the earth consists of different types of rocks, and these were made up of natural substances, or it's composed of different minerals. So in this way, rocks were formed. Now rocks can be different from each other in terms of colors, size and texture. So on your screen you can see different types of rock. These three rocks which I have shown in your screen were different in color, size and texture. So the rocks which were found in the earth crust are different in terms of color, size and texture. Texture means some rocks could be hard, some could be soft. There are three major types of rocks, and they are igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. These three pictures showing on your screen shows these three categories of rocks only. The first one is the example of igneous rocks. Middle or the second one is the example of sedimentary rock, and the third one is the example of metamorphic rocks. Now you will know about igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic rocks in detail. Now let's proceed to our first topic, which will be of igneous rocks. Now the word origin of igneous, you will know about that first, okay? Igneous, the word igneous comes from the Latin word ignis, which means fire. Now why this kind of name was given to this form of rock? Because it is related to something fire, isn't it? From the word origin only we can assume that the Latin word ignis means fire. Okay, from this word only the word igneous came from. So it has some kind of relation with the fire, isn't it? So you will know about that now. When molten magma in detail. Now let's proceed to our next section, which will be of igneous rock. Now let me discuss about the word origin of igneous. The word igneous comes from the Latin word ignis, which means fire. So it has some kind of relation with fire, isn't it? Now what is the relation? You will know about that. When there are volcanic eruption, I hope you have some kind of idea about volcanic eruption. So in detail you will know about this in our next chapter, which will be of this only. But now let me discuss about it, or let me give you a gist of it so that you will have a sense of idea. When molten magma, okay, due to volcanic eruption, it comes out in the form of lava, okay, then it also settles down, and when it settles down it cools up, and after cooling up it becomes solid, and in this way igneous rocks were formed. That's why the word igneous comes from the Latin word ignis, which means fire, because molten magma, okay, it comes out from the volcanoes, okay, and it comes out in the form of lava, and when it cools down it forms a solid rock which is known as igneous rock. Now I hope you know about molten magma. In my previous class I have explained you all that molten magma are actually present in the second layer of earth, which is mantle. So in mantle you will find molten magma, and this molten magma comes out due to volcanic eruption, and when it cools down, and as a result it forms a solid structure which is known as igneous rocks. You can see some of the picture of igneous rock, okay, in your screen, and also I have shown the molten magma. So you can see the picture of molten magma as well as igneous rocks. So igneous rocks is called as primary rocks. Why? Because igneous rocks are the first form of rocks. From igneous rocks only there are other rocks which comes out. From igneous rocks only sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks comes out, or it formed. So igneous rock is called as primary rock because this is the first form of rock, and from igneous rock only after that sedimentary rock and metamorphic rock formed. Okay, so how it is formed you will know about that also when we will cover up about rock cycle. Okay, so now you have to just remember that igneous rock is called as primary rock because it is the first form of rock. There are two types of igneous rocks, and they are intrusive rocks and extrusive rocks. Now first let me discuss about extrusive rocks. Okay, now how this kind of rocks were formed. As volcano eruption take place, as a result lava comes out. With the lava, molten magma also comes out on the earth's surface. When it cools down, it becomes solid, and in this way rocks were formed. And these rocks were known as extrusive igneous rocks. So just try to remember, when there are volcanic eruption, lava comes out from the volcanoes, and with the lava, molten magma also comes out on the earth's surface. It settles down and cools down. After that, it becomes solid and form extrusive igneous rocks. Then, for example, basalt rocks. Basalt rocks are formed in this way only. So this type of rocks were fine grained structure rock. Deccan Plateau is made up of basalt rock only. You can even see the picture of the basalt rock which I have shown on your screen. Now Deccan Plateau. Where is Deccan Plateau? You can see that also on the map of India. In the southern part of India, we have the Deccan Plateau. So Deccan Plateau is made up of basalt rock. In the third picture, I have shown Deccan Plateau made up of basalt rock. So first picture is of basalt rock. Second picture is of Deccan Plateau, which is situated in the southern part of India. And I have shown it with the help of the India map. Third picture is of the Deccan Plateau made up of basalt rock. Then intrusive igneous rocks. When the molten magma cools down deep inside the earth crust, it doesn't comes out with lava. Rather than it cools down inside the earth crust only. When it cools down inside the earth crust, then certain rocks were formed. And these rocks were known as intrusive rocks. When the molten magma cools down deep inside the earth crust, then it forms solid structure, and as a result, intrusive rocks were formed. Since they cool down slowly, they form large grain. For example, granite. Grinding stones used to prepare paste powder of spices, and grains are made up of granite only. You can also see the picture, of grinding stones. So, intrusive igneous rocks are formed inside the earth crust, and extrusive igneous rocks are formed outside because due to volcanic eruption, with the lava, molten magma comes out, then the type of rock which was formed is known as extrusive igneous rocks. This is the picture of sedimentary rock. Now let's come to the point, that will be our second topic, which is of sedimentary rock. Remember, 3 types of rocks are there. Igneous rocks, which we have covered up just now. Now, sedimentary rocks. Rocks roll down, crack and hit with each other. As a result, it broke down into small particles which are known as sediments. Now these sediments were transported and deposited with the help of wind, water and so on. These loose sediments, they come together and form layers of rocks. And these types of rocks are called sedimentary rock. For example, sandstone, which is made from grains of sand. These rocks may also contain fossils of plants, animals and other microorganisms as well, which lived on the earth once upon a time. Igneous and sedimentary rock can change into metamorphic rock. How? Due to great heat and pressure. For example, clay changes into slate and limestone into marble. In this way, igneous and sedimentary rocks too change into metamorphic rocks because of the heat and pressure which is present on the earth's surface. Rocks are very useful to us. Why? Because rocks are used for many purposes. Like we use hard rocks for making roads, houses and buildings. That's all for today's session. I hope you had enjoyed it. But if you have any kind of queries, feel free to contact me. Today, we had covered up about rocks and minerals. So rocks are formed by natural substance or components such as minerals. Rocks are of three different types: igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic rocks. Igneous rocks are often divided into two categories: extrusive and intrusive. Igneous rocks. Then sedimentary rocks are formed when rocks roll down, crust and break into small particles known as sediments. Then these sediments were deposited due to wind, rain and so on. As a result, sedimentary rocks are formed. Then from the sedimentary and igneous rocks, metamorphic rocks are formed due to heat and pressure. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.